Please like and subscribe to the channel.
Random Find, a book with mysterious symbols. I have always loved old books. Their yellowed pages and worn covers seem to whisper stories of bygone times. Once, at a flea market, among a pile of unnecessary things, I found an old, leather-bound book. Its cover was decorated with strange symbols that I had never seen before. The book was dusty and looked as if no one had opened it for centuries. The price was ridiculous, so I did not hesitate to buy it. At home, sitting by the fireplace, I opened the book. The pages were written in an incomprehensible handwriting, and the lines alternated between words and strange symbols. I tried to decipher them, but nothing worked. Every day I got deeper and deeper into solving the mystery of the book. I looked for information about unknown symbols, studied ancient languages, even turned to experts. But all my attempts were in vain. The book seemed to guard its secret jealously. One evening, as I leaned back in my chair, tired, the book accidentally fell out of my hands and opened to a page I had never seen before. It had a complex geometric pattern drawn on it, surrounded by the same symbols as on the cover. When I looked at the pattern, I felt a chill run through my body. It seemed to me that the pattern had come to life and began to glow. I jumped away from the book in horror, but when I looked at it again, everything was as before. I tried to repeat what had happened, but nothing worked. The pattern no longer glowed. I realized that the book hid something more than just old records. Perhaps it was a key to another world, or it was a warning of some danger. I decided that I would not stop until I had solved all its secrets. From that day on, I began to keep a diary in which I described all my research. I studied history, mythology, the occult. I looked for any clues that could help me solve the mystery of the book. And then one day, as I was leafing through an old map of the world, my eyes stopped at a small island in the Pacific Ocean. On the map next to the island was drawn the same symbol as in the book. My heart beat faster. I realized that I had found the key to the solution. I packed my things and set off on a journey to this island. There, in the middle of the jungle, I found an ancient temple, on the walls of which were drawn the same symbols as in the book. I realized that I had finally found what I was looking for. But what awaited me in this temple? I did not know. All I could do was go forward and reveal the secrets that this book hid within itself.
Please like and subscribe to the channel.
Title: How I Accidentally Won the Lottery and Slept Over My Million Guys. I still can't believe this happened to me. It all started with the fact that I, as always, was too lazy to check my lottery tickets. I just threw them in a drawer and forgot about them. And then, one day, when I was looking for old socks, I came across a whole bunch of tickets. Well, never mind. I'll check at least one, I thought. And then I see that I won 1,000,000. Seriously, 1,000,000. I sat and stared blankly at the phone screen, not believing my eyes. Of course, the first thing I did was reread the rules several times. Yes, that's right, I really won. Then the real fairy tale began. I called friends, relatives, neighbors. Everyone was in shock. I imagined buying myself a new car, an apartment, going on a cruise, maybe even buying myself an island. Haha, I'm kidding. But the dreams were so sweet. And then I fell asleep. Yes, I just fell asleep. Probably from overexertion. I woke up at lunchtime the next day, and the first thing that came to mind was the lottery. My heart stopped. I quickly grabbed my phone and nothing had changed. I checked my ticket again, reread the rules. Everything was the same. I called the lottery company. They confirmed that I had indeed won. But the deadline to claim my prize had already passed. It turns out that I only had 90 days to claim my winnings, and I had slept through them. I was disappointed to the core. The $1,000,000 had simply evaporated. I felt like a complete loser. But then I realized that life goes on. And although I had lost my money, I had learned a valuable lesson. Now I know for sure that you can't put off important things for later. And by the way, I bought myself new socks. And now I always check my lottery tickets right after the draw. P.S. Maybe some of you know how to turn back time? Just kidding. But seriously, be careful with your dreams so that they don't evaporate as quickly as my million.
Please like and subscribe to the channel.
How I accidentally became famous. Thanks to a cat. I have always been a fairly ordinary person. A sedentary job in an office, evenings in front of the TV, nothing special. And suddenly my life was turned upside down thanks to a cat. I had an ordinary gray cat named Murzik. Nothing special, just a fluffy friend. But one day when I was working on my project, Murzik decided to pose. He climbed onto the keyboard and started poking the keys with his paw. At first I didn't pay attention, but then I saw that a rather funny text appeared on the screen. It was a meaningless set of letters, but thanks to auto replacement, whole sentences came out. Out of curiosity, I decided to continue this experiment. I started writing something random, and Murzik supplemented it with his masterpieces. The result was a whole story about space cats saving the universe. It was absolutely absurd, but at the same time, incredibly funny. I decided to share this creation on the internet, just for fun, without any expectations. But the post gained incredible popularity. Everyone wanted to know about space cats and their adventures. I began to be invited for interviews, offered to write a book. Of course, I understood that it was all thanks to Murzik. He became a real star. He had his own Instagram, where he posed in different costumes, and I became his manager. I never thought that a cat could change my life so radically. Now I travel the world, communicate with interesting people, and do what I love. And all thanks to the accidental pressing of a paw on the keyboard.
Please like and subscribe to the channel.
Random find. A chest from the past. I have always loved rummaging through old things. My grandmother used to say that every little thing has a story hidden in it. One day, while I was going through old boxes in the attic, my hands came across something cold and metallic. It was a key attached to a small leather bag. It had initials embroidered on it that I had never seen before. This key became my personal Indiana Jones, and I decided to solve its mystery. The key was rusty, but its shape was quite strange. It didn't seem to fit any lock I had seen before. I spent several hours going through old chests and cabinets, but to no avail. It seemed that the key had no matching lock in the entire house. Frustrated, I put the key aside and decided to do other things. But over time, thoughts of the mysterious key would haunt me. I began to research the history of our house, looking for any mention of this key or of the people whose initials were embroidered on the bag. In an old book that belonged to my great-grandfather, I found a mention of a secret vault that contained family heirlooms. According to the entry, the vault was equipped with a complex mechanism, the key to which was passed down from generation to generation. The description of the key in the book matched the one I had found in the attic. My heart sank with excitement. I realized that I was holding the key to our family's past. With renewed enthusiasm, I began to search for the vault. I checked every corner of the house, but found nothing. I seemed to have lost hope when I accidentally pulled on an old painting hanging above the fireplace. The painting moved away, revealing a small niche in the wall. In the niche was a metal panel with a hole for a key. My heart was pounding. I inserted the key into the lock and slowly turned it. There was a click, and the panel slid open, revealing a small chest. Inside the chest were old photographs, letters, jewelry, and even a small diary. I spent several days studying these things. I learned a lot about my family, their joys and sorrows, their dreams and hopes. It was an incredible feeling to feel such a deep connection with my ancestors. When I had finished studying the contents of the chest, I closed it and hid it back in the niche. I kept the key as a memento of this adventure, and although the secret of the key had been solved, I understood that our family history continued.
Please like and subscribe to the channel.